Okay, so I want to talk to you guys about how to remove a very stuck carrier bearing housing from the passenger side axle on a Scion TC. Um, this one's a 2007. We're in the Rust Belt, so pretty corroded. These two halves of the carrier here are supposed to come apart. These are so corroded to one another that they might as well be welded. This ridge here is a part of this half. I tried hammering on this to push it apart. Didn't really do me any good. The idea about this is these don't really hold the bearing onto the axle. What holds the bearing onto the axle is there's a clip that I have yet to reinstall, and it just fits into a ridge and keeps the bearing from coming out in this direction. So basically, the idea about this carrier bearing housing is you can remove that clip and remove the two bolts, one on top, one on bottom, and you should be able to pull the axle out without removing this bigger bracket. I would imagine in most cases, the older these cars are getting, and especially if you're somewhere where corrosion is rampant, that's not going to be doable. So you basically have to remove the bracket. There's two bolts on the top, one on the bottom. If you have any difficulty, once those bolts are free, pulling it away from the block, what you need to do is you need to separate the surface from the mounting surface, because there are two pins in the block, two alignment pins, and they stick out maybe 1/4 of an inch. But if you pull it away from the block at the top, you should be able to slide it out. Anyway, what I did in order to get this thing out, because it was very, very seized, obviously remove the clip. And a bench vise is ideal if you get a nice hefty bench vise. Mine is not accessible at the moment, so I chose a more backyard way of doing this. Basically what I did was I braced these sides here up against a concrete step. And then I took my nice healthy sledgehammer and just whacked the end of the axle. It took quite a bit of force, quite a bit of beating on it in order for this one to come out, but eventually the bearing did pop out this side, and I was greatly relieved. And then basically installation is reverse of removal. Just put it back in, tap on these sides until the bearing is all the way in. My lighting's not great here, you're not going to be able to see it, but you'll know because you can see the ridge for the clip. Put the clip on before you put the this housing back on. Don't be a dummy and like I was and try to fit that over there. It's more work than it's worth. But yeah, that's how you do that, and hopefully it will go slightly easier for you than it did for me. But there you go. I hope this helps someone somewhere, and thanks for watching.